agro-processing in Rwanda contributes up to a third of Rwanda's GDP. This landlocked country, dominated by highlands and with an estimated 90% of domestic cropland, has 70% of the population engaged in this sector, as it is a major source of employment and income. Higher output of the agriculture sector enables agro-processing to position itself as the main driver of Rwanda's manufacturing sector growth. The agro-processing sector consists of processing locally available raw materials to produce consumer products like crisps. Potato is one of the main crops in Rwanda, and cultivating practices for this crop is of great importance for the agro-process sector. This is particularly true for one of the first potato crisps brand in Rwanda.
I started the business in 2015 and I was working a lot with smaller farmers before as part of my research, so I studied development economics. And then I saw that there was a lot of potential in Rwanda to improve the potato value chain. And the best way to improve the value chain is by trying to create added value, of course. And I wanted to develop a product which is also a product of which Rwanda could be proud of. So therefore crisps is the perfect product because it's a very nice way to market it and to develop a strong brand. Many people also ask me to do French fries, for example, chips, just for cooking, but it is more difficult to really build a brand around that. So that's how I found this opportunity, and also, of course, also later then about to also do exports with this product. Yeah, so on average we have been growing like around 38% per year, which is quite good. And even during COVID, during the COVID time, it has been especially difficult to operate the business. However, imported crisps has reduced significantly, so we could even actually build on our brand. So our sales were not that bad, to be honest. It was only very difficult to operate the business. So we also took time to rebrand our Winners Crisps, which is not seen actually by our consumers, but we have tried to make a stronger story. Yeah, so that is what we do at the moment. And also what we have tried to do in that time is we always have a social responsible objective. So what we try to do is to improve the livelihoods of the smaller farmers. They have really been proving to scale, and also what we do is we recruit a lot of talents from universities, so the youth. So we've been able to make this strong, also be able to make this stronger during the COVID time.
Right now we have directly employed around 60 people, and then also a lot of casual labor to do other, for the potato transports and whatever. So I think we directly impact around 67 to 80 people. In terms of skills development, we work together, or we try to always be collaborative with the local universities and educational institutes by creating engaging internships for graduates or for people in the process of obtaining their degree. And then, of course, the goal is always to also have them grow with the company, that after the internship or after the graduation, they can work together with us and help us as a company. Yeah.
I have been long 2 years in the Holland Fair Food. I started with the internship for 2 months, and after that I get opportunity to work as production manager, where I try to engage in different activities, from washing potato to packaging, where I get different skills and knowledge. Firstly is managing employees or managing people in general, and also is decision making, because once you are a leader, you are the one who can be first to make a decision, and also planning. Because you can't be production manager without good planning.
Rwanda's GDP has been growing at the rate of 7% since 2014, with tea and coffee as a major export, while plantains, potatoes, maize, and beans as the most productive crops. It is therefore important for the Rwanda government to incorporate farmers of all scales into the value chain. it is equally important for startups and entrepreneurs to understand the value of pairing up with small-scale farmers.
What makes our company strong, we believe, is that we are vertically integrated in the whole chain. So from potato farmer up to the consumer. So we have a strong team of agronomists who are visiting the farmers every day. So we also provide them with the right seeds. Not yet everyone, it's just still a small amount because we work with winners. So we always try to work with the front runners, so the people who are the first movers. So the best talented farmers. So we really try to improve them, and then from them we buy it. So we don't have our own land. It's also our mandate. We don't farm ourselves. We want that the local communities are farming. And the same, of course, on the other hand, we don't have our own supermarkets. We just buy and sell.
So we work together with farmers with our own agronomy team. We support the farmer over the whole growth cycle with advice and field visits. We occasionally invite our farmers to come to the factory to see the production process and to see how their potatoes are used. And yeah, basically we really give them all the good agricultural practices they need to obtain the best quality potato and also the highest yield possible. And yeah, when the potato quality is good and there's a good yield, then yeah, the factory is happy, the market gets happy, and the farmer also feels this again back, because we bring the high value back to the farmer in terms of premium price.
The batch you see here is combining the name of the farmer. When you need to get to know the farmer, you can immediately click this and you see this is the name of the farmer as well as the production code. And we put the chips in the box. When the box are moving from here to the store, then from the store to the market.
So in the beginning, it was quite hard to get sales. There was not really a snacking culture. So we were really explaining to people why winners, why potato crisps. So yeah, in the beginning we really struggled to put our products in the market. But right now it has grown, the market has grown, people know what snacking is. And I can say that we produce we produce more than 1 million bags of crisps a year. Around 30% of this produce gets exported, and we plan to massively scale up the exports the coming 2 years.
Now we mostly focus on the EAC, because within the EAC it is the easiest to trade. Also because no import duties, etc. That is key, especially when you want to have a made in Rwanda product. Because still to produce in Rwanda is very expensive, unfortunately, still. So therefore you need to have tax incentives to make sure that you are competitive.
Currently, most of the agro-processed products are mainly exported to Rwanda's neighboring countries, such as the DRC, Burundi, Uganda, and Tanzania. Rwanda's membership in the COMESA region, with a market size of over 500 million people, does make existing trade easier. It also provides enabling business conditions for agro-processing businesses to thrive. Trading among the East Africa community is not the only trade that Rwanda wants to export its manufactured goods that derives from agro-processing. Leveraging on the African Continental Free Trade Agreement will help boost this sector.
Yeah, in two ways it is super interesting and very important that this whole agreement is really becoming a reality. It's not only for us to sell but also to buy. We cannot always buy all raw materials from Rwanda. It's simply not possible because it's not available. For example, packaging, for example, seasonings. However, seasonings soon we will produce everything locally in Rwanda, which is very interesting and a big step. But therefore these free trade agreements is very important, and definitely our sales will increase significantly, because especially also when we can align regulations about simply paperwork, which is always complicated for everyone, especially for small medium enterprises like ours. So I hope mostly that all those costs, this extra cost next to taxes, will be becomes more economically viable, because that will really push our sales. And we have the capacity because we only work on 40% of our capacity. So we need actually these agreements to do more trade. And the Winners is a brand for the African continent. We are not interested to export outside Africa. The Winners is for here. So we really hope that this will be very soon. It will open a lot of doors for us.
Part of the success of manufacturing and exporting of goods is due to the right support system. The Rwanda government's strategy is to expand the agro-processing sector by facilitating processing companies in the use of validated food processing technologies. Nevertheless, this is not the only support that the private sector or entrepreneurs need from a government.
Yeah, so setting up a business is always, you need to have a strong ecosystem where the government is a very important player. The potato sector is very important for the Rwandan government in the north, but also actually now more in the whole country. So what we mostly need is to get a strong seed supply, which needs to be facilitated by the government. So they have an authority called RICA, so they are doing control tests whether the seeds are really produced the way they should be produced, so to reduce the risk of diseases, etc. So that's where we get a lot of support. But we also get support from the Ministry of Trade and Industry, that they try to help us to maybe develop new markets or for example, having very important dialogues with the government about the plastic discussion. And of course also IDB, of course, who always helps us to be our representative in terms of discussing about challenges. So they're very important partners, but especially in agriculture, they're very key.
Diversification into new products is important to grow the agro-processing sector. Through farmers' efforts, strong collaboration between farmers, government, and the private sector, and shared experiences will bolster exports and see immense growth in Rwanda's economy.